Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Life in General podcast. My name is Nick.
And I am over it.
You are over it. Ian is over everything.
I am. And you'll find out as we talk why I'm over it and what I'm over.
What's going on, Ian?
Nothing.
Nothing other than we now live in the 1700s apparently.
Well, at the very least, early 19th and 20th century.
Yeah, I guess you can say that. Pre-1973.
Right.
So Roe v. Wade was officially overturned today on a 5-4 vote is what it was. So
yeah, I think I might actually get to the point where I might be able to put psychic on my resume.
No, I don't think so.
Because I predicted this.
Yeah,
I predicted Trump winning. I predicted a bunch of stuff.
Well, yeah, I knew.
I predicted him trying to overthrow the government.
I knew Trump was going to win. You didn't really predict Roe v. Wade.
I did. I said it was going to be overturned.
Yes,
if he got his nominees.
That's not really a because eventually yes. You didn't say.
I didn't say when. I just said it would, and I said how it would happen, and it happened exactly as I said.
Well, so yeah,
you were the one who said no, it'll never happen.
Well, that's because we were talking in context prior to him ramming through Supreme Court justices.
Right.
But yeah, so it's interesting. I did see that. Well, obviously you haven't seen it on the news, but they have erected fencing around the Supreme Court building because there's obviously huge protests and everything going on. Well, I mean,
what do you expect? I'm not condoning it, and I don't think it should happen, but this is pretty big. This isn't, oh my God, my candidate didn't win, I'm going to storm the Capitol. This is legitimately taking away human rights from people.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, it just, well, I mean, you see it as human rights. Some people see it as murder, but
they're wrong. They are scientifically wrong.
I know that. We both agree on that, Ian, but I'm just saying, though, that's their argument.
Well, their argument is wrong. Because, there are people who made the argument that black people weren't completely the same as human.
Well, it's funny you bring that up.
So what's the difference? Human rights.
Not too long ago, within the last several months, there was I think he was from Missouri, one of those states. By the way, Missouri was the very first state today after the ruling to outlaw abortion.
Yeah.
But I think it was a congressman from Missouri that was talking about wanting to
get rid of interracial marriage.
Get rid of interracial marriage, yeah.
Yeah, well, it's all on the table now.
Yeah.
So.
Well, when we talked about after the draft was leaked of this ruling, and the ruling that came out today was really damn similar to that draft.
I'm sure they didn't. They want to change it.
No, there wasn't a whole lot of change to it. But we talked about it shortly after that. This is the way that they worded it in that draft, and the way it's worded in this ruling. It opens the door up for things like gay marriage to be overturned. All sorts of different things. Anything that's not specifically mentioned in the Constitution.
Which is a lot of fucking shit considering the Constitution was written 260 years ago.
But the funny thing is, one of the people that wrote the Constitution, Thomas Jefferson, was the one that said, every so often, every several years, every decade or two,
every 19 years was his recommendation.
The Constitution should be ripped up and rewritten.
Yeah.
Because shit evolves.
Right.
Obviously, what was going on in 1776 was vastly different than what was going on in the 1500s.
Well, it also helps to prevent it from becoming dogmatic, and that's because that's what it's become. Because it's dogmatic in the sense that, first of all, people quote it without actually knowing what it says or what it means. They misquote it all the time, just like dogma, and then it becomes overly canonized to be something it's not.
Yeah.
And I think, page one rewrites, maybe not every 19 years, because look how hard it was just for them to get it written and ratified in the initial.
But at least every 50 years
now
or so.
we can't even get a fucking bill that goes through to help fucking families.
Yeah.
So how are we going to ratify a new Constitution?
They did pass a bipartisan gun bill.
All it does is just make the legal age jump up to 21. It doesn't really do anything. It's a start.
It is a start. I mean,
baby steps in this world are nothing. It means nothing.
But I wouldn't say it means nothing. That's a very, very big step. For the first time in 25 years, there's
a
been
big step
any
would have
kind
been
of gun
two
legislation.
things: making the legal age to buy a weapon 21, and reinstating the assault weapons ban from.
Well, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen.
Then nothing's going to happen.
Hold on, don't be like that.
Yeah.
I won't say it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen overnight. It's going to. I mean, let's just get. I mean, at least they got something passed. I mean, after how many times have been school shootings over the last 25 fucking years,
well,
and every single time it's like, oh yeah, we should do something, and nothing is done. Right. If it stops one school shooting, the bill they passed today is.
But it's so low bar. I mean, the bar's on the ground.
Yeah. Well, it does open up for things like red flag laws also, which that has the potential of doing a lot.
Yeah, that could help things.
Because that's the whole thing. That's one of the big problems with the American judicial system, is it's very reactive. They can't do anything until you do something. They can't preemptively arrest you for something, right? Because you didn't do anything. They can't.
Technically, they can preemptively search you for everything.
Okay, I mean that's different though. You're not. They can't charge you with a crime you haven't committed.
No, but they can find a crime to charge you.
But with and they're not calling them red flags in this law. They call them I forgot how they worded it, but that's what it is. Yeah. So with these whatever laws that there were, it's red flags is what they are. It gives states the ability to preemptively go in. Because of what you have, your mental state, or things like spousal abuse history, things like that, preemptively go in and remove all the weapons from your household, which is something that has never been able to be done before.
Right.
And that right there, I think, is probably bigger than raising the age limit.
It is. No, that's a good start. But then the problem becomes, how do we identify people in these cases? Yeah, I mean, you can identify abusers through police police records, but not everyone.
Every single school shooting that has happened in the last 25 years, there has been a trail. There has been a trail either that from through social media or through conversations at school. There have been adults that have been able to identify every school shooting, but because of the way the laws are in the United States, no one could fucking do anything about it. Yes, this kid has a troubled history. Yes, he's drawing all these crazy pictures and all this kind of stuff. Now there's a mechanism in place where they can see all that and they can remove all the weapons from the house. Well, that wasn't the case before.
Right.
That's
something.
Is that something that's going to stop all the school shootings? No, absolutely not. Like I said before, though, if it stops one, that's good.
Yeah.
That's.
I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying. All right, maybe the bar's not on the ground anymore. It's 2 inches up, but it's still fucking
It is a
low.
start. It is a start. Let's get something done. That's the whole thing that everyone's been saying for the last 20 plus years. Something. Try to do fucking something other than let's have thoughts and prayers for all the dead children. Yeah. It's like
you're right. I'm just tired of living in this country where it's like the bare minimum, and that's all that's going to happen. You do realize that this is all that's going to happen until the next school shooting.
Oh yeah. Absolutely, but
my point is when do we as a society that's supposed to be a great society, when do we start doing shit so that people don't have to fucking die before we fucking do shit?
That's some of what they tried to accomplish.
I still think it's a good start, but it should have been way more.
And here's the thing: is like, and this is the bad part about it is we'll never know. We will never know how effective this law is, because we'll never know of the school shootings that could have happened.
Well, I'd rather not know. I mean,
I know, but what I'm saying though is people.
But you do realize there's going to be more school shootings.
Oh, absolutely. I'm not saying that's going to be the end all be all. That's the solution to the problem. I know it's not. I understand that why school shootings happen, why mass shootings happen in general, is a very big, complex thing. There is no black and white answer to any of it. But
the assault weapons ban was a pretty good start.
But I don't. So here's the thing: like, even if they were to take that law from 1994 and pass it right now, I don't know how effective it would be right now. if they passed the exact same law now. I don't know if it would. I don't know if it would have that same effect. Especially with the way that like mental health is and stuff like that. I think we live in a very different society now than what we did in 1994.
Perhaps. My nihilistic love, it's off the charts. I'm actually almost to the point where I don't pray, but I'm almost praying for a fucking.
My wife asked me today if we could move to another country.
Yeah. Well, Canada is very strict. They'll take you because you're a nurse. Yeah, they wouldn't take me. My clerical skills are not in high demand in Canada, so I'm stuck here.
I told Mandy, I said, "Yeah, let's go. I can be a nurse anywhere. We could literally go anywhere in the world."
Yeah. Well, you'd have to recertify.
Yeah, sure. Well, whatever.
You might even have to take classes.
Yeah, whatever. That's fine.
Yeah, they're not going to be as lenient on your student debts as you think they might be.
Whatever. That shit's in the U.S. Right. But yeah, it's all a piece of the bigger puzzle, though, and it's like, because I agree with you, this is not going to solve all the issues, but I think it's a step in the right direction. And to see something that actually got bipartisan fucking support, that's huge, man.
That is huge.
That's huge.
It's just sad that we everything is reactive rather than proactive.
Yeah. But that's just how our society is. That's how every society is.
Yeah, but when it gets to a point where you've been reactive on similar things for decades, there comes a point where, okay, now we can start to we have this evidence. We know what could happen and what will happen to a degree.
No, you finish. Go on with what you were saying there, Ian.
I was just saying we have enough history where we can now look forward and go, okay, yes, we've had to be reactive from this point. Now we can start being proactive.
Yeah,
but we're not. We're still going to be reactive.
We still will be,
which is a sign of lunacy. Doing the same thing over again, expecting different results. It's lunacy.
Well, I don't think we're really expecting different results, but.
We're hoping for different results.
Like I said before, it's something that it will help. I think. Will it solve the issues? No, it will not solve the problem. But I'm just glad to see they got fucking something done, anything done. If you, we had to kind of stop there for a second because I had to fix the audio because.
Because you're an idiot.
Because I'm an idiot. That's why. So,
and I can say that because I'm generally an idiot too.
I forgot to turn on the soundboard, so we were recording through the microphone on my computer, which is not the best. So hopefully, the show sounds a lot better now.
Right. Well, it would sound a lot better if I wasn't here.
Yeah, whatever. Well, I mean, I guess that's kind of true.
Yeah.
But
well, it would sound better. But it would sound stupider. How's that?
Oh, wow.
I can be self-deprecating and do it, turn it around.
I don't know about that, but yeah. So the whole abortion thing, man, I think it's just the first step, though. It's the first step in what
they really want to do.
Really,
Yeah, it was the easiest thing for them to do because
I wouldn't say easy because it took them 50 years to get it done.
But I mean, as far as right now, being able to do it, now was the time to do it, and it was. They couldn't have done a gay marriage ban right before they did Roe v. Wade. There's no way they could have because it's a lot harder to argue.
That's the next thing on the ballot.
I know.
I mean, that's the next thing on the agenda.
I know. What is their argument for that? How do you legally argue that without interjecting religion?
That's always been my and that's why I always said eventually gay marriage will be legalized because. No one has been able to answer that.
Right.
What legal mechanism can you use to stop someone from getting married?
Right. Other than especially when there's, I don't know how many states, there's still several states where you can marry a 13-year-old.
But here's the thing, though, and this is how they can do it. And this is how they will attempt to do it, is because it's not specifically mentioned in the Constitution. It can't have, what they're going to say is it can't have federal protection. If states want to legalize it, just like states had the right and the ability to legalize abortion. And states have the right to outlaw abortion and to outlaw gay marriage.
Right.
So that's how
Which is just,
and that's why I said,
especially since what? How long has it literally been completely legal?
Since 2015.
Yeah. Okay. So 7
Right?
years. How many fucking marriages is that going to annul overnight if they did that?
Oh, I know. Well, if they overturn Loving and outlaw interracial marriage, I mean, how many?
Oh yeah,
how many
millions.
that's you're talking literally millions of people.
Unless a state says it's okay for two heterosexual people to get married. Seriously. I mean, you can't have it both fucking ways. What's the legal argument for keeping that illegal?
Yeah, no.
What the hell? What the hell is going on? That's what I want to know. When did we devolve?
Yeah.
Because that's what we're doing. We're fucking devolving.
Yeah, that's the same thing Mandy said earlier today too. She's like, "What is wrong with our country?" And I was like, "Unfortunately, it's not just our country.
It seems to be heavily worse here.
Yeah,
You know, Britain's dealing with their own Trump with Boris Johnson,
and Boris Johnson is,
but he's going to be gone
yeah,
soon.
Yeah, and Boris Johnson is not anywhere close to being as crazy as Donald Trump is.
No, you're right.
Not even fucking close.
But see, that's what's going on with this country.
Yeah.
So Boris Johnson and Donald Trump are the same essentially, but only in America can that level of crazy go.
Take over.
Boris Johnson is the absolute max crazy that Britain has, but Donald Trump is, miles ahead of him.
The Joe Biden did say that he said this is not over. That Congress is going to try. I mean, I don't know.
And he's right. I understand.
Here's the thing. If you're listening to this show, and you're someone that's upset about Roe v. Wade being overturned,
vote.
Fucking vote.
Yeah,
because that's the only way it gets any better.
Right.
Is come November to make sure that Democrats hold a majority in the House and the Senate,
a real majority,
and
they can get passed legislation which can make it nationally legal, at least under medical reasons.
Congress could pass a law legalizing abortion.
Right. And as I pointed out before we were recording, the ultimate goal should be to try and get a constitutional amendment, because that's the only thing that's going to keep it safe. Yeah. Same if you have to, if that's the path that these guys want to take, saying that if it's not in the Constitution,
then fucking put it in there.
Then fucking put it in there.
Yeah.
Put gay marriage in there. Put interracial marriage, which in 2022 we actually have to fucking do that.
Yeah, it's sad that's part of the conversation.
Right.
I will say that it could get a little bit better. I don't know if you've seen the news lately that Texas
wants to secede
from the United States.
That would be a blessing, but it would. See,
let's be clapping. Get the motherfuckers out of here.
Right. I agree, because you know me. I've always said we should have let the fucking South go.
Yep, I say the same thing.
But the problem is that if they secede now, it has to go to war.
You think so?
Yeah, because their economy will collapse in overnight.
Goodbye.
But they'll have no choice but to fight.
Then they could be fucking North Mexico. I don't give a shit.
Well, I don't give a shit either. I just don't want people to have to fucking die.
Thing, I know that. Here's the thing that we've always talked about. Like, I know you have a strong disdain for the state of Florida.
I do.
And my thing has always been, well, there's some really cool things about Florida. Like, Florida has Disney. Yeah. Florida has, SeaWorld. Florida has South Florida. South Florida is fucking awesome. Yeah. Miami's a great place to go hang out. Texas has fucking nothing. I know. There's nothing in Texas.
Yeah. What have I been saying since 2001, basically? Nothing good has ever come out of Texas.
I'm sure something good has come out of Texas.
I can't think of anything. Maybe Matthew McConaughey, just because he's a decent actor. But that might be about it.
He's a decent human being. The Dixie Chicks came out of Texas.
Yeah, and I'm not a big Dixie.
I'm not a Dixie Chicks fan either, but they had their
and back in the day they were hot.
Yeah,
so there was that going for them. I don't like their music, but I like their politics. But that's not enough.
There are some good things that have come. But
I don't know.
Texas overall as a state, there's just nothing there.
Oil.
Okay, we've got Alaska.
Yeah, for now.
Yeah, that's true. That's true until Russia takes that over.
Right.
Actually, after Trump becomes president in 2024,
he'll sell it to
Russia.
Yeah.
To pay off Trump's debts.
Right.
Yeah, that he owes Russia.
That and to pay for all the other shit he's going to take away from the fucking country. I mean, because
Yeah,
he's
so-
just going to grift. I mean, he's just grifting us anyway.
So yeah, I thought that was when I saw that a couple days ago. I was like, oh man, it's like here we go. It's we can start righting the wrongs of the Civil War.
Right. Well, okay, and I guess for clarification, Florida, the coastline is nice because it's pretty. You got your nice beaches, you got the ocean, you've got the Gulf on the Gulf side. You know,
and the Atlantic on the Atlantic side.
Right. You know what I mean. Well, that's what's called the Gulf side.
I know that.
So you've got the nice.
Really call
you've
it
got
that,
the
but-
nice coast.
Yeah.
Disney and Universal and all that. That's
From
those
like I will say that like Florida is awesome from like the Tampa Orlando line south.
well.
It's great. It's great.
The rest of it is
north of it. That's like the religious part of Florida, and that's where you get all the dry counties and
Beyond that, what Florida is essentially in the center, all the way from the tip of the dick up,
the core
of it is fucking swamp. It's a fucking swamp.
Actually, South Florida is swamp.
Literal, but it's a literal
like-
fucking
It's where
swamp.
it's where the Everglades are,
Yeah.
and like this
Did you
South
hear?
Florida.
I don't know if I saw. I didn't. Obviously, I didn't read the article because I don't care too much. But they just found the largest python on record in the Everglades.
Yeah.
Why would you want to live anywhere where there's
But
a
the
python who can eat you?
But the Everglades are in the part of Florida that's cool. That's in the South Florida, the very southern tip of Florida. is
you
the
can have
Everglades.
all of Florida. I can go to Disneyland in California.
No.
Yes, I can go to Disneyland in California. California's got a few things, at least until it burns up.
Or as Mandy always says, and her grandmother always said, it'll fall into the ocean.
Yeah. Well, see, it won't have to fall into the ocean because the ice caps are going to fucking
Oh,
melt,
that's true.
and
That's
it'll
true.
just cover it. It's not falling; it's just getting covered up.
Actually, a lot of California is high enough. That,
Not the coastline.
Yeah, I
The
guess
coastline's going to go.
Yeah.
It will go. I mean, there's no stopping climate change.
Yeah.
So we're going to lose coastline on every side.
Yeah. And most of Florida will be gone.
Exactly. The part you think is good. So
I
let's
know.
let it go. Let's let it go before it gets too bad.
So the thing is, if for some reason Texas was allowed to secede from the United States, they would no longer get obviously any kind of federal funding.
No federal funding.
There'd be
Their
no
banks.
There'd be no Medicaid in Florida. Florida would not. I mean, not Florida, but Texas.
Texas, yeah.
Texas would also not be able to use the U.S. dollar.
Right.
So that it'd be hard.
Right.
Because
Well, that would be somewhat detrimental to us because they still have a lot of our currency, our circulating currency.
yeah.
So it would be a big chunk of our circulated currency being pulled out of our circulation.
Well, actually, it would just go into circulation into the rest of the United States.
How is that? I'm talking about people who have like money in their pocket and cash
Because they would have to
burn it.
No,
I mean, they could. They have no obligation.
Just like if you're in Canada, you would have to exchange it for Texas currency. I don't know whether the crazy tune or whatever you want to call it.
Probably just be called the Lone Star.
Yeah, I got. Oh, there you go. Some kind of hillbilly stupid fucking name.
How much is that soda? It's 2 Lone Stars and a barbecue. Oh, $2.50. Okay, here you go.
Yeah, but it'd be really interesting to see how that would happen, though. I mean,
won't.
Obviously, there would have to be some kind of agreements. Like anyone that wants to leave Texas would have to leave before.
The thing is that I mean, yeah,
there would need to be treaties in place.
but all of that stuff wouldn't be done until after it happened, and shit would have to go down. I mean,
I don't think so.
trade agreements with everything because you wouldn't
All
even be
the-
able to
all the-
if
all
you
the
have a company
stuff-
there,
yeah.
you can't just say, oh, I've been selling to Louisiana my products. That just you can't do it anymore.
And all that would have to be in place prior to them leaving. Same thing with Brexit. All that stuff had to be in place.
Well, yeah.
Then there was
and that
like
took what 8 years?
No, it was a couple of years. It wasn't.
Seemed like it was 8 years.
No, it wasn't that long. But
I think that if you asked a British citizen, they'd be like, it took a century.
Yeah, I wouldn't be. It wouldn't sadden me to see
it wouldn't me
Texas leave the country.
Me neither.
I won't be like, well, I mean, because we could lose. Hey, maybe we could like start a wave. We could lose Texas, Alabama, Mississippi. Because that's the whole thing is like if Texas leaves, they've got what? 38 electoral votes.
That's a lot. Yeah,
that's a lot. They got a lot of electoral votes. They've got a lot of congressmen. Obviously, they've got 2 senators, but
we could stand to lose a couple states in the center of the country too.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Oklahoma.
Oklahoma. We don't really need Idaho, do we?
That's not really in the center of the country, but
it's getting there.
Well, it's like the northwest.
Yeah, from here. Well,
from the middle of the country.
We still don't need it. It's Idaho.
Idaho is west of Montana.
We don't need it. We can keep up Montana because it's kind of pretty.
Yeah, at least in the northern part. Isn't Montana where they have that one TV show also, Yellowstone?
I guess. Is that where Yellowstone is?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Is that what the show's about?
No. But the show's great.
It looks like a Western. I can't watch Western.
But it's not, though. It's like...
Because they got like all these spin-offs too, going like 1883, Yellowstone 1920.
I know, I won't watch them all, but it was.
It's getting to be like the Chicago fire shows.
Well, it's a Chicago everything. It was a Chicago MD or something like that,
but they're all connected, weren't they?
I think so.
Yeah.
But no,
I'm sorry, nothing that exciting happens in Chicago on a daily basis.
Yellowstone is like the. It's kind of hard to explain. I guess it's like a cowboy version of Sopranos, kind of.
Yeah, I kind of got that impression, but
it's a good show.
I don't like cowboy stuff. Why would I care?
I enjoyed it. I thought it was a really good show.
I mean,
it took me a long time to even watch it because I was the same way. I was like, I'm not gonna like this show, and then somebody at work was like, no, you gotta check it out, and I finally did, and I watched it all in like 4 days.
Well, you know me. If anyone tells me I have to watch something, I'm probably not going to watch it. At least not until it's like been off the air for 10 years.
Yeah, you like Game of Thrones,
right?
Is that what you're trying to get at, Ian?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because you haven't watched any. Well,
I'm in season 5.
That's where you've been for like
a month and a half, 2 months.
2 months.
Yeah.
When did I start watching?
Like I said, I had to stop. I was starting to feel like I felt like I was starting to get PTSD from the violence, which says a lot because I like violent shit.
Yeah, it's a very violent show.
Yeah, I think it's the. When you're watching an action movie and the violence is there, a lot of times it's sensationalized a little bit. So there's that. But you're also like only watching it for 2 hours. When you're doing Game of Thrones and you're binging it like I was, and you're watching like 6-7 hours of, what's his name? The guy who married Sansa and then raped her. I can't remember his name now.
Oh, God, why am I drawing a blank on his name?
The guy that you said I would hate more than Joffrey, and I do.
And you do.
After watching him with just everybody, because he's the worst person in the
Absolutely.
ever.
Why can't I think of his damn name?
I don't know.
Because he was the one that tortured Theon. And all that.
Yeah. Not only castrated him, but removed
Ramsay.
Yeah, Ramsay.
That's what it is. Yeah, he's the son of a bitch,
man. After watching a season and a half, literally, of him just torturing people, including his now bride, I was like, I can't do this anymore. I kind of felt a little nauseous, actually. I was like, I got to stop.
But the thing is, like, all of that makes his death so fucking satisfying.
I bet. I can't wait to see it, but
maybe you'll see it someday.
Okay. So my television viewing is been heavy right now on shit that's coming out. So Obi-Wan just ended, so I've had Obi-Wan every Wednesday. Star Trek Strange New Worlds is still going. It's got 2 more weeks of that. Well, 3 weeks from now. No, 2 weeks from now. 2 weeks from now. 2 more episodes, so 2 weeks of that. Orville is on, and that's been occupying my time. But once those are all done, because I think Strange New Worlds, so 2 weeks, it'll put us into July. I'll have almost a month and a half before Andor starts, Star Wars Andor. I'll have time then to try and get into getting some Game of Thrones done. I might be able to even finish it at this point. I think I've stepped away from it long enough.
Yeah, I really haven't been watching a whole lot, Lee. I've been really busy with school and work stuff.
Well, you just started technically a whole new job.
Yeah, and now I have to work 4 fucking days a week.
Oh my God.
It sounds a lot.
I know. It sounds bad.
Most people are like, oh, whatever, 4 days. I work 5 days. Right. It's different, man.
I know.
It's working 12 hours in a hospital, man, is a lot different than working a 9 to 5.
Tell me about it. Job. I work there too.
I know. I'm just saying for the people that are listening.
Oh, right.
It's very fucking different.
But my point is, I've been doing 4 days a week
Wow.
Yeah. Out of the 4.5 years I've been there, there was only one year I did 3.
Yeah. I will say that, man, as far as like downtime goes, man, there's fucking no fucking downtime as a nurse. I mean,
No, I wouldn't imagine
I
there
am
is.
there. I mean,
Unless you're on there on one of those rare nights where we have like
no
one come in, like we did last weekend.
Yeah.
Last Saturday into Sunday, if every day was like that, I would pick up overtime. I would work 5 days. I'd work 5 12s. I'd have no problem. I would work 5 fucking 12s a week and had no problem with it.
Yeah.
Because it was beautiful. There was, the rooms were filled, but that was it. There was no one waiting.
Yeah.
Everyone was calm. The staff was relaxed. We had stuff to do, but it was just a nice environment because no one was waiting and no one was screaming at us.
Yeah.
Well, one person was, but they were drunk, so it didn't matter.
They're always screaming.
They're always screaming.
But it's just really interesting because it's like you are constantly fucking doing something.
Yeah,
constantly.
No, I get
something.
it. I get it.
But so it's just a completely different kind of beast, I guess. But it'll take me some time to get used to it. But so I've been doing that. I mean, obviously, in my spare time, whatever spare time I have, this is the like sickness about me, I guess, is like. So we work in the emergency department. I deal with all this crazy bullshit all the time. And then what do I do in my spare time? What's like the only thing I watch? ER. I will drive
I've tried
home.
rewatching because we used to watch it all the time.
Yeah.
Back when it was being aired and everything. I liked it, but I've tried rewatching it again and it's just not catching me.
Yeah. I will drive home. Like I'll leave the hospital, go get in my car, and like pull out on the road and like turn ER on and watch ER driving home.
I don't know why you'd be admitting that on air, but
well,
no one listens to this.
Yeah, what? Someone like they'd have to find me to, and I'm not like actively watching it. ER is one of those shows I've seen it so many times. I can I just listen to it and know what's going on,
like an audio drama.
Almost, kind of. Yeah.
Because I listen to audio dramas.
Same thing with Friends. Like I could put on Friends and just have it on the background to like watch it. And
I don't know. As many times as I've seen Friends, I still like the reactions.
Yeah. Well, no, I still like. I mean, I do like occasionally like watch it on my TV, but I'm not like staring at my phone as I'm driving down the road. It's like a kind of glance. But you also have to remember a lot of times. Well, not now because I'm working a different shift, but before I was driving home at 3:30 in the morning.
Right.
There was me and fucking nothing on the roads.
Right.
So it's not like I'm like. Obviously, I would never do that in like traffic.
Right.
If there's any other cars on the road, I'm not gonna have my damn phone on. I mean, not a whole lot, but because I've done that before, also, I guess. But
I don't know. Yeah, like I said, I just can't. I've tried. Weirdly enough, I have a hard time getting into Scrubs too.
Really?
The humor isn't hitting me like it used to. Sometimes it's like when it hits, it's like boom.
I'm not gonna lie. When you were like Scrubs, I was like, well, we wear them all the fucking time.
No, the show Scrubs. To be fair though, I can sit and watch Scrubs randomly, no problem. Whereas I can't do that with ER.
No,
I I don't know what it is. I just can't get into it.
Yeah.
So, but
I don't know. It's. I guess going back to the news and all that stuff, this country is in a.
I think it's at a crossroads.
Kind of. Yeah, it's kind of where I was going to go with that. Is we are at a crossroads in this country, and I'm not sure which way it's going to go because it can go multiple ways.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I know where it's going. It's not good.
Civil war, is that where you're going to go?
Well, I think that could be the result of several different paths we go down, but no, I don't think.
You know what the most likely thing?
I don't think the outlook's good.
You know what the most likely thing to happen is?
What?
Nothing. Nothing is the most likely thing to happen. Nothing is going to happen. We're going to keep going down this shitty path, and we'll keep going down this shitty path.
There's no way this shitty path can keep going the way it is without something happening. Some form of collapse.
No, I don't think it's. I think
you can't sit in this. There's no way that we can keep going the way we're going. There's just no way. It's like a powder keg.
Yeah, you're right. But what I think is going to change is I think the only thing that's going to change this country is some kind of transformational leadership.
Well, that's never going to happen.
Well, how do you say that though?
Because there's not those people are all gone.
I don't think that's true.
I mean, maybe they're not born yet, or they're just born, perhaps. But living right now, they're not there.
Because I think over the course of the next 20 years, I think you're going to see a big shift in politics in this country.
Perhaps it'll help because all the baby boomers will be gone.
That's what I was getting at.
Yeah.
After all the baby boomers are gone, or a majority of them are gone, I think we're going to have a very different political landscape. In 20 to 30 years, like I said, most of those older people are going to be gone.
Yeah, I don't know.
Hold on 1 second. Plus, ethnically, the United States is going to look very different in 20 years.
Right.
We are going to have a lot more minorities. There's going to be a lot more Hispanics, Asians, people of mixed backgrounds in this country. White people will no longer be a majority.
Right. Which will help.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just being selfish. I am being selfish. But I don't want to live the rest of my life in this world like this. And I will. If we're talking 20, 30 years, if we're talking 20 or 30 years before something happens.
You'll be dead.
I'll be dead. I'll be gone. I'm going to have to literally spend the rest of my life in this fucking dumpster fire of a country before someone comes along and puts it out. And they'll probably put it out 2 weeks after I fucking die. I'll be in the ground and everyone will be like, hey, there's this great inspirational leader and everything's fixed. That's how my life works.
So speaking of watching TV while I was driving, so today when I'm driving home, meeting I had to run out and just go do some errands. But coming home, I got the alert on my phone that Roe v. Wade had been officially overturned. Mm-hmm. So I turned the news on my phone. So and I just clicked on we use YouTube TV, so I just pulled up the app, and there's a news button there. So I just clicked on the news and then clicked on the first thing that was there, and it brought up, I think it was Fox News or Fox Business, one of those Fox channels. It brought up, and right off the bat, they're talking about how people are having there's going to be Roe v. Wade parties and things like that, in celebration. And they're quoting Mitch McConnell, who was in his statement was thanking the bravery of the Supreme Court and things like that.
Bravery. Behind their gates? How brave are they? They lack the courage of their convictions.
And then it was funny that I turned on, I think it was CNBC is what I flipped over to. And they're the complete opposite. They're quoting Chuck Schumer and how this is one of the darkest days in American history. And
I wouldn't
go that far.
It's the darkest day for women in our country's history.
Well, yeah, at least in the last
50 years,
50 to 70 years.
Yeah. So that's why I've pretty much found a way to stop every fucking abortion argument I've had with people. Because every time they bring it up, I would just say, hey, if you don't have a vagina, shut your fucking mouth.
Well, here's the thing, though. You say that, though, and Ian, there are a lot of women in this country. A lot of women, probably a surprisingly big number of women who still believe in 2022 that a woman's place is in the kitchen.
Yeah,
and
it's not huge. It's a shocking number, but
it would be shockingly. It's a shockingly large number. No, it's not a majority. Obviously, no. I think that the number of those people would really shock a lot of people, though. But a lot of those, like I said, they still believe that women should be subservient to men and things like that. So there are a lot of women in this country that are very happy today. Mm. So I don't want to, obviously a majority of them are not. Right. But like I said, though,
well, here's the thing.
It's all
now, what if someone
came
along and told them they didn't have the right to live like that anymore? Because that right wasn't taken away from them with Roe v. Wade. No one said they couldn't live that way, couldn't have that lifestyle if they wanted. To be subservient to their husband. Yeah. No one took that away from them. No. But they're taking something away from others. Yeah. And they're a minority doing it.
I do believe that they said in the ruling that it would not be illegal to cross state lines to get an abortion, though. So that's at least something.
Right.
Because there are states that have already passed legislation that makes abortion murder. And if you are a woman and have an abortion, you'll be charged with murder. That is something that will happen in the United States.
Yeah.
In 2022.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. The women who are, think they're subservient to men and want to live, housekeeping and basically cook my husband dinner, pleasure him, and that's my job. No one's telling them they can't. That right is not taken away. But a woman trying to just make sure her life is better, because of us, her rights are taken away.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is, like, because of the ruling today, there are no constitutional rights for you to have an abortion if you are raped or the victim of incest.
Right.
That is not a thing.
No, it was barely a thing anyway.
I know that, but there, because that's the thing that people always said. Well, they'll pass legislation, they'll limit abortion to basically nothing, but hey, they'll still have exceptions for rape and incest. That's not a thing anymore. That's all gone.
Now, is there anything in the Constitution that says that rape is illegal?
Well, see, because that's a law. That's a law,
right? But here's the thing:
because
there are people out there who basically say, if rape's inevitable, just sit and just take it. People get away with it all the fucking time.
But the thing is,
that Brock kid.
But rape is that's a law, so that's different than constitutional rights or anything like that. Because you have to remember, like Supreme Court and everything, they're governed by the laws of Congress. So Congress passes a law, that's what it is, unless it's like goes against some kind of constitutional right to something that's like specifically stated in the Constitution.
Right. But still, doesn't this kind of open up a weird, like, circular reasoning thing? So say Congress passes a law that says abortion's legal, which would supersede state laws.
Correct.
It? So wouldn't the states be able to say, you can't do that because constitutionally you can't make that legal? Because it's not in the Constitution.
No, because that's those two very separate things. Like what the Supreme Court said today was, states have the right to make the decision on this because it's not overtly stated in the Constitution. So if Congress were to pass a law, it doesn't say in the Constitution that it's something that is illegal. So if they were to pass a law that conflicts with something in the Constitution, that's when the Supreme Court could say, okay, no, this law is the law is set aside because it's unconstitutional. That's not really what this is, though. Like, and that's why I said all Congress has to do is pass a law to legalize abortion in the United States, and there's nothing in the Constitution that can overturn it. The only thing that can overturn it is a new Congress comes in and passes a law
says it's illegal.
It says it's illegal. Or there's a lot of laws that sunset after 10 years, which is kind of fucking stupid. But
yeah, I never understood that. A lot of them.
Especially
some of the good ones. It seems like the good ones always do
the Violence Against Women Act.
Right.
Expires every 10 years and has to be reauthorized. That's why it didn't get reauthorized.
That's because 10 years from now, it might be cool to beat women up, apparently.
That's true. But it was the same thing with the assault weapons ban in the 90s.
I know. It just expired and it never got
It expired in 2004.
Right.
And then look at all the stuff that we've had to happen since then. But,
Well, Columbine was, 97?
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
So, I mean, you can still make the argument, I guess, but mass shootings have gone up every year.
Absolutely.
Ever since the assault weapons ban expired.
Yeah, absolutely. But like I said earlier, an assault weapons ban isn't going to solve the problem. Same thing with the legislation that they passed today.
No,
isn't going to solve the problem.
No, but those two combined would probably be a lot better. It would be. That's me. That to me, that's raising the bar up to at least knee level.
That's I don't know if we'll ever get.
I'm not one of those people who say to get rid of all guns. I'm not saying that because I don't think you can't really do that.
Yeah.
But I don't think you need anything more than a handgun that holds 9 bullets and a shotgun and a rifle, and that's it. Those are the only things I think you need.
Not if you have to fight against the government.
Yeah, Yeah, because your AR-15 is going to hold up against their fucking drones.
Yeah, that's
and their tanks.
That's always my argument. Is that, dude, they don't even need to have anyone fly over your house. That's the whole thing about the whole Maverick movie that everyone laughs about. They're like, why would you send in all these like multi-million-dollar jets and like risk all these people's lives when you would literally just have a drone fly over it?
And that's what Top Gun should have been. It should have been him training kids to pilot drones. Yes. That's part 3.
That's part 3.
That's part 3.
But
I haven't seen it yet, but I get that argument.
Yeah.
But I mean, we still have an Air Force. We still have pilots. You know. So I mean, it's not like unbelievable or anything. But
no. But as far as like an active like insurrection against the government, like you have nothing.
Well, we say that, but a bunch of hillbillies did almost take down the Capitol.
that's true.
You know, we do. True. You know, so I guess.
But I'm going to tell you right now, that would have been very different had the Capitol been properly staffed, and as those people started breaking through windows, they opened fire.
They should have opened fire.
But the problem was the at least the thinking, the rationale that I've seen is they didn't know how many people in the crowd had weapons, and they did not want to
start a fight.
I
get it. But I mean, how many people did die? 2 or was it 4? I don't know.
Something like that.
It was 5 or less. But you're right, and I get that if everyone had started shooting, it would have been, you know, a lot of people would have died.
Hey, like I feel sorry for the lady that. Well, I don't. I feel sorry for the lady that was her family. I feel bad for her family. Right. I don't feel bad for her. She got shot because she was doing something fucking stupid.
Right.
And like, isn't that what the Republicans always say?
Just submit. Don't break the law, and you won't get shot.
Play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
Right.
That's the thing I always see.
Yeah. Well, but see, the thing is that only applies if you're black.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you get it on your your basically TikTok feed. It's
No,
I'm sorry, it's not TikTok. It's my reels on Facebook.
Okay.
There's TikTokers or YouTubers. I don't know what they are because they're not on TikTok, but they're not on YouTube either. But they go around and intentionally try to get caught speeding and shit. And they don't speed. They'll like go over like 5 over. Yeah. But they do it where they know there's a police officer.
Yeah.
And then they play you have no right to ask me for that. Why did you pull me over?
We had that happen here in town here. There was 2 guys that were going around with a video camera.
Yeah.
And they were like videotaping people and like out on the street just trying to get a reaction so they could, you can't do that. I've got a constitutional amendment that I can film this. And
right. Well, there's nothing in the Constitution that says anything about filming.
I know that, but it's not overtly stated.
It's not overtly stated in the Constitution.
Brett Kavanaugh said you don't have a right. Sorry.
Yep.
That's funny.
Well, it's freedom of speech. Freedom of bodily autonomy is technically, I would say, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
Well, you have no freedom of speech when it comes to private individuals and private businesses.
But being on the street, can't argue with that.
No, but I can tell you can't fucking record me.
Right.
Like, that's not me.
I thought they determined that you couldn't stop someone from recording you.
You probably can't.
Yeah, I don't think you legally have that argument.
You don't.
So.
But still,
they can't.
I would still make
if
that
they
argument.
were to like broadcast it and make a well, even YouTube doesn't count that. But like on TV, if you say I don't want to be on film, they have to blur you out.
Yeah. So
why is TV? Is that just because of the
FCC? Probably. Yeah.
Okay.
I would assume so.
Interesting.
Yeah. But I don't know, man. It's an interesting world we live in right now. I would say that
it's a depressing.
I would say
it's a depressing cesspool of a world we live in. The planet's temperature is rising. The half of our country is either burning up. It's all burning up.
It's all burning up right now.
The whole fucking country's been in a massive heat wave.
I don't know. I'm cold right now.
We're either. Man. You're always fucking cold because you're a fucking demon. You're cold-blooded evil.
And
I don't get it. It's like 98 degrees outside and you're fucking cold.
If you have any questions or comments, you can email us at lifeandgeraldpod@gmail.com. Check us out on Facebook, and that's all I got, Ian.
Yeah, the power of Christ compels you. For fuck's sake, I'm over it. I'm over it. That's what we should call this episode. I'm over it. Ian is over it.
Ian is over it. All right, man. Until next time.
Talk to y'all later.
Peace.
Playing my role, let me tell you about it. This shit right here, man, I'm about it. Only real niggas reside around me. Yo, old lady, drop a guard around me. Dip like I know you can, bitch. Show me the ropes like we in the ring. Got you took over, you wanna hang. Shoulder to shoulder, the niggas basic. You know I won't lie. You know that I ain't for that fuck shit. You niggas alright, but I'm way better and she love it. Know that y'all sick as fuck. Here go this tissue, bruh. We taking the dub, hoping you get you some. This hit like a pick me up. She taking my drugs. Know they see the sign. That's some dollar signs. Know they sick as fuck. Know they sick as fuck. Tell them get well soon. Tell them get well soon. Know you sick as fuck.